Turning 60 is not the end. It's the beginning of a new kind of strength. When you cross into your 60s and beyond, a quiet but powerful question begins to surface. Who will truly stand by your side now? In your younger years, the answer might have felt obvious: your family, your closest friends, the people who've known you for decades. But life changes, people get busy, priorities shift, and one day you may look around and realize that the support system you always believed in isn't as solid or present as it once was. But here's the good news. That realization isn't a loss, it's an awakening. This new chapter of life isn't about waiting on others. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about building a foundation of strength, security, and independence, one that doesn't depend on who shows up, but on what you've built within yourself. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 essential pillars of support, pillars that for many people over 60 become even more dependable than family. That's not because family doesn't matter. They do, deeply. But relying solely on others, no matter how much they love you, can leave you vulnerable when life throws the unexpected your way. These 6 pillars will help you build the kind of life that doesn't just withstand change, it thrives in it. We're talking about the practical tools and inner resources that empower you to stay strong, stay connected, and stay in control. From your financial stability and physical health to your sense of purpose and emotional resilience, each of these pillars holds a key to living with confidence, not fear. Because the truth is, you don't need to feel powerless. You don't have to wait for someone to check in. You don't need to hope that someone will catch you when you fall. You can create a life so steady, so well-rooted, that no storm can shake it. This isn't about pushing people away. It's about understanding where your deepest, most lasting strength comes from, and honoring yourself enough to invest in it. So if you've ever felt uncertain about what comes next, or wondered how to stay strong when life keeps shifting around, this video is for you. Stay with us until the end, because once you understand these 6 pillars, you'll never see support the same way again. You'll walk away feeling not just inspired, but equipped, ready to take ownership of your life in a way that's calm, confident, and rooted in real, lasting peace. Let's get started. Pillar 1. Financial stability. The freedom you build for yourself. Let's start with one of the most powerful truths you can embrace after 60. The most reliable form of support in your life isn't a person. It's your financial independence. Money doesn't define your worth, and it certainly doesn't buy happiness. But what it does provide is far more valuable than we often realize: freedom, peace of mind, and the ability to make decisions without fear. It's the quiet confidence that says, no matter what happens, I can take care of myself. As we get older, many of us assume that if we ever hit a rough patch, our loved ones, especially our children, will step in. And sometimes they will. But here's the honest truth that no one really talks about. Your kids have lives too. They're juggling careers, mortgages, raising their own families, and navigating a world that's moving faster than ever. Even with the best intentions, they may not be in a position to help when you need it most, and that doesn't mean they don't care. It means life is unpredictable, for them and for you. That's why financial stability becomes one of your greatest sources of strength after 60. Not because you need to be rich, but because you deserve to feel secure. You deserve to know that if an emergency happens, an unexpected medical bill, home repair, or travel need, you're ready. You have options. You have control. Think of it this way. Financial independence is not about how much you have. It's about how well you've prepared. Take a moment to reflect. Do you have enough saved to weather unexpected expenses? Is your retirement income secure and sustainable? Have you minimized financial risks that could leave you feeling exposed? If the answer to any of those is not yet, that's okay. The beautiful part is, you still have the power to shift things today. No matter your age, it's never too late to take small, smart steps toward financial peace. Start by reviewing your spending habits. Cut out the things that don't add value to your life. Embrace a budget that supports your freedom, not restricts it. Prioritize needs over wants. And remember, simplicity often leads to the greatest clarity. Avoid new, debts when possible. Explore ways to turn your hobbies into income if that excites you. Stay informed about your benefits, retirement plans, and protections that can help you live with less worry. And above all, trust that you are capable of managing your own future. You've already navigated decades of life's ups and downs. You've raised families, worked hard, paid your dues. Now is the time to reap the rewards, not by hoping someone else will catch you, but by being the foundation that holds you steady. Let's be clear, this is not about self-reliance out of pride. This is about self-respect. It's about choosing stability over stress and freedom over fear. Because when your finances are in order, you walk through the world differently. You're not just surviving, you're thriving with confidence and dignity. Financial stability isn't cold or clinical. It's a form of self-care. It's the soft pillow under your head at night. It's the quiet courage that lets you say yes to opportunities and no to what no longer serves you. So let this be your reminder. Your greatest provider isn't anyone else. It's the wise, forward-thinking, resilient version of you who makes calm and steady choices one day at a time, and that version of you, still here, still growing, still leading the way. Pillar 2. Physical health. Your body, your greatest ally. As we get older, one truth becomes more and more clear. There is no greater asset, no deeper source of freedom than your health. You can have financial security, a loving family, and a strong support system. But if your body begins to break down, the life you've worked so hard to build can suddenly feel limited. That's why after 60, your physical health isn't just a pillar. It's a gateway to everything else you want to enjoy. Your independence, your mobility, your joy. Here's the beautiful part. You have more power over your health than you think. 2. Often people assume that aging means decline is inevitable. That the aches, the stiffness, the slowing down are all things you just have to accept. But while aging is natural, suffering doesn't have to be. You can absolutely influence how you age, how strong you feel, how well you move, and how vibrant your everyday life can be. It starts with one simple shift. Stop waiting for someone else to take care of you, and start becoming the caretaker of your own well-being. You don't need to train like an athlete or run marathons. What you do need is consistency, compassion for yourself, and the belief that your body is still worth investing in, because it is, always. Take a look at your daily habits. Are you moving enough? Even a short walk around the block, some gentle stretching or dancing to your favorite music can awaken parts of your body and your spirit you thought were fading. Are you eating foods that nourish you? Think of every meal as a way to give your body fuel, not just comfort. And perhaps most importantly, are you listening to your body's signals? That lingering ache, that shortness of breath, that unexplained fatigue. They're not signs of weakness, they're messages. Your body is always speaking. What would it say if you finally started listening? Let's be honest. Your family may love you deeply, but they can't exercise for you. They can't choose your meals, and they can't restore your energy or mobility. That responsibility is yours. And while it may sound daunting, it's actually incredibly empowering. Because when you take care of your body, you're not just extending your life, you're expanding what's possible within it. You're saying yes to picking up your grandchild without pain, yes to exploring a new place without fear of falling, yes to waking up energized instead of exhausted, yes to dancing in your kitchen just because you can. The best part, it's never too late to start. Every stretch, every vegetable, every glass of water, every good night's sleep, it all counts. And it all adds up to something incredible, a life where you feel more alive, more capable, more you. So if you've been putting off those checkups, if you've been ignoring the little signs, if you've been telling yourself it's too late, please don't wait. Your body has carried you through decades. It has endured, healed, and adapted in ways you probably don't even realize. Now it's asking for your partnership, not perfection, just care. And when you give it that care, it gives you something priceless in return, freedom. So let today be the day you recommit to your health, not as a burden, but as a gift. Because your strongest support system isn't your doctor. It isn't your children. It's your own beautifully resilient body, and your decision to honor it, one small step at a time. Pillar 3. Your social circle. Connection is a lifeline, not a luxury. There's something deeply human about the need to be seen, heard, and valued. And as you grow older, this need doesn't fade. It becomes even more essential. After 60, it's easy for your social world to shrink. Friends move away, loved ones pass on. Life slows down, and before you know it, your once busy days grow quieter. But here's the truth no one says enough. You were not meant to go through this life alone. Having meaningful relationships, whether they're deep, lifelong friendships or simple day-to-day connections, is not a bonus. It's a vital part of staying emotionally, mentally, and even physically healthy. Studies have shown that loneliness can be just as harmful as smoking or obesity. It impacts sleep, memory, and even your immune system. But more than that, it chips away at something far more important, your sense of joy and purpose. So ask yourself, who do you laugh with? Who checks in on you, just to say hello? Who reminds you that you still matter, still belong? If the answer isn't clear, take heart. It's never too late to rebuild or expand your social circle. Just like your muscles need movement to stay strong, your heart and mind need connection to stay alive. And connection doesn't have to come in grand gestures. Sometimes it starts with a smile at the local market, a short phone call to an old friend, or joining a group that shares your interests. A book club, a walking group, a community class. Take Margaret, for example. At 73, she found herself spending more time waiting for phone calls than actually receiving them. Her sons loved her deeply, but their lives were full. Work, kids, obligations. So instead of sitting in silence, Margaret made a choice. She joined a knitting circle at her community centre. What started as small talk turned into real friendship, shared laughter, and even weekend outings. And just like that, her world expanded again. The lesson? You don't have to wait for someone to find you. You can go out and find them. Think of building a social circle like planting a garden. You may not see the bloom overnight, but with attention, openness, and a little effort, something beautiful will grow. And the beauty of being in this stage of life is that you get to choose who you spend your time with. You've earned the right to surround yourself with people who uplift you, who energize you, and who see you for all the wisdom and warmth you bring into the room. Friendship in your later years looks different. It's less about quantity and more about quality. It's not about impressing others, but about being deeply yourself and finding others who meet you there. So if your days have grown a little too quiet, take that as a gentle nudge. Not that something is wrong, but that something is ready to grow. Pick up the phone, visit a local center, say yes to the invitation, or even be the one who reaches out first, because at the end of the day, we don't just need people around us. We need people who remind us we're still connected, still relevant, and still deeply loved. And the beauty is those people are out there. Sometimes they're just one hello away. Pillar 4. Sense of purpose. The spark that keeps you alive inside. There's something extraordinary that happens when you wake up each morning with a reason. Not just out of routine, but with a quiet fire inside that says, today matters. I matter. After 60, many of the roles that once gave your life structure begin to shift. You may retire from a career that once defined your identity. Your children grow up and no longer need daily care. The busy pace that filled your days begins to slow. And while that can bring peace, it can also bring an unexpected emptiness. It's easy to wonder, what now? Where do I fit in this new chapter? But here's the truth. Your sense of purpose doesn't retire when you do. It evolves. And now, perhaps more than ever, is the time to explore what makes your heart come alive. Not out of obligation, but out of joy. Purpose doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. It can be quiet, it can be personal. It might be as simple as caring for your garden, mentoring a younger neighbor, writing your life stories, or learning something new just because it fascinates you. It's not about how big the action is. It's about how deeply it connects you to life. Take George, a 70-year-old retired engineer. After decades of working full-time, he looked forward to the slower pace of retirement. But within a few months, he found himself feeling restless. The silence in his days was louder than he expected. Then one afternoon, he volunteered at a local school to help kids build wooden model bridges. That simple act lit him up. He was passing on knowledge, sharing stories, laughing again. And just like that, he had a reason to get out of bed, with purpose and pride. That spark lives inside you, too. You are not finished. You are not invisible. You still have so much to give, wisdom to share, beauty to create, people to inspire. And perhaps now, with fewer distractions and more life behind you than ahead, you can finally give yourself permission to follow the things you once put off. Ask yourself, what makes me feel useful? What brings me joy? What have I always wanted to try but never gave myself the chance? The answers to those questions can become your new path, your new rhythm. They may lead you to new friendships, new routines, and even a new version of yourself that you didn't know was still waiting to be discovered. Purpose is not about productivity. It's about meaning. It's about living with intention, with curiosity, with connection. And when you have that, you radiate a light that others feel, whether you're 65 or 95. So no matter what life has taken from you, remember this. There is still something ahead worth waking up for. There is still a reason waiting for you to notice it. And when you find it, no matter how small or quiet it may seem, you'll realize that your life didn't slow down. It shifted into something deeper, something richer, something fully yours. Because at the end of the day, you don't need anyone else to give you purpose. You only need to give yourself permission to live it. Pillar 5, emotional resilience, the strength that grows quietly within. There's a kind of strength that doesn't shout. It doesn't show up with muscles or medals. It's the kind of strength that holds steady during storms, that carries you through loss, change, and the quiet weight of life. That strength is called emotional resilience, and it may be the most powerful support you'll ever have. As we get older, life doesn't necessarily get easier. The challenges simply shift. Friends drift away. Loved ones pass on. Health becomes more unpredictable, and moments of stillness can sometimes feel like loneliness. But here's what makes this stage of life extraordinary. You've already survived so much, and every hardship you've walked through has left behind something quietly beautiful, wisdom, perspective, and the ability to rise again. You don't need to be unshakable. You just need to be willing to feel, to heal, and to keep going. Too often, we're told that strength means toughing it out or pretending we're fine. But real emotional resilience isn't about pushing your pain aside. It's about honoring it, learning from it, and choosing not to be defined by it. Take Helen, a 75-year-old woman who lost her husband after 40 years of marriage. The grief came in waves, some quiet, some crashing. At first, she leaned on her children, hoping they could carry her through it, and while their love mattered deeply, she eventually realized something profound. Healing had to come from within, so she began journaling every morning. She joined a grief support group. She started practicing gratitude, not because everything was perfect, but because even in the sadness, there was still beauty. Over time, she discovered something powerful. She wasn't broken. She was becoming. That's what emotional resilience does. It doesn't erase the pain. It transforms it into wisdom. It turns wounds into wisdom, endings into new beginnings, silence into space for reflection. And the best part? You already have this strength. It lives in you. Every time you've faced something hard and kept going, that was resilience. Every time you've chosen to forgive, to start over, to hope again, that was resilience. It's not something you find, it's something you remember. So how do you nurture this pillar now? Start with presence. Allow yourself to truly feel your emotions without shame, without rushing them away. Find healthy ways to express your inner world. Write, talk, create, move. Reach out when you need support, but also trust that you can stand on your own. Fill your days with practices that calm your spirit. Meditation, prayer, nature walks, simple breathing, and above all, speak to yourself with kindness. The world can be hard enough. Don't let your inner voice become one more weight. Resilience isn't about being unaffected by life. It's about being deeply human and choosing to move forward anyway, because the truth is you are stronger than you know. You've lived through heartbreaks and breakthroughs. You've lost things you thought you couldn't live without, and yet here you are, still learning, still growing, still standing. That is not weakness. That is power. So the next time life brings you to your knees, place your hand on your heart, and remember, you've been here before, and you made it through. This time will be no different. Let your emotional resilience be your soft armor, gentle, steady, and quietly unshakable. Pillar 6. Adaptability. The grace to grow with life, not against it. If there's one constant in life, it's change. People come and go. Circumstances shift. The world moves forward, whether we're ready or not. And after 60, those changes often arrive more frequently and sometimes more quietly than we expect. But here's the gift hidden in every transition. You still get to choose how you respond, and that choice, more than anything else, is what keeps you strong, steady, and deeply alive. Adaptability isn't about pretending everything is fine. It's about saying, this is different, and I'm willing to grow with it. Too often we hold tightly to the way things used to be. We miss the daily routines we loved, the friends who've moved away, the familiar roles we once played. And it's okay to miss those things. But the danger lies in believing that life is only meaningful when it looks like it used to. The truth is, life keeps evolving because you are still evolving. You are not stuck. You are still becoming. Take Frank, a 78-year-old man who always valued in-person connection. For decades he met friends for coffee every morning, chatted with neighbors, and loved the rhythm of real conversation. But when his friends began to pass on or move away, that daily connection faded. He felt the silence creeping in. At first he resisted. This isn't how it's supposed to be, he told himself. But then something shifted. He got curious. He asked his granddaughter to teach him how to use video calls. He joined an online discussion group about history. He even made a few new friends he'd never met in person, but who now felt like family. Frank didn't just adjust, he grew. That's the power of adaptability. It's not weakness. It's wisdom in motion. It's the ability to say, the world may change around me, but I will not stop living. I will not stop learning. I will not stop showing up for life. So, how do you nurture this pillar in your own life? Start with curiosity. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is life inviting me into now? Allow yourself to grieve what's gone, but also open your heart to what's new. Learn something different. Try something unfamiliar. Say yes when you usually say no. And when change feels uncomfortable, remind yourself, every season you've ever lived through has prepared you for this moment. You've already adapted to so much. Career shifts, raising children, losing loved ones, health changes, new beginnings. You're not new to this. You're skilled at transformation, because adaptability isn't about staying the same. It's about staying open, open to connection, open to joy, open to becoming someone even more true to yourself. And when you live with that kind of openness, you stop fearing what's next. You start welcoming it. So let this be your mindset going forward. I may not control everything around me, but I can always choose to grow through it. With adaptability as your guide, every chapter becomes an opportunity. Not just to survive change, but to rise with it stronger and more radiant than ever before. Because the world may keep changing, but so can you. And that, dear one, is where your greatest freedom lives. Reaching your 60s and beyond is not a sunset. It's a beautiful, powerful season of life. It brings with it wisdom earned through experience, clarity shaped by time, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters. And while family will always hold a cherished place in your heart, there's something even more steady you can rely on, the foundation you build for yourself. True support isn't something you wait for. It's something you cultivate from within. Your financial stability is what gives you freedom. It means you never have to depend on others to get by. You have choices, control, and confidence. Your physical health is what determines your quality of life. It's what allows you to move through each day with strength, energy, and independence. Your social circle keeps your heart full. It brings you joy, laughter, and a sense of connection that reminds you are never alone. Your sense of purpose gives your life direction. No matter your age, your life still has meaning. There are still reasons to get up, give, and grow. Your emotional resilience is your quiet superpower. It holds you steady when life shakes. It helps you heal, adapt, and rise stronger with every challenge. And your ability to adapt, that's what keeps you moving forward with grace. When life changes, and it always will, you know how to change with it. Together, these 6 pillars form a life that is stable, fulfilling, and deeply your own. With them, you won't need to beg for support, feel helpless in uncertain times, or wait for someone else to fix what you can face yourself. Instead, you'll walk through each season of life standing tall, because you've built a life rooted in strength, wisdom, and inner peace. So as you move forward, I invite you to ask yourself, which of these pillars is already strong, and which one needs more care right now, because it's never too late to strengthen your foundation. It's never too late to grow. Thank you for spending this time with us today. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Share one insight that resonated with you and how you plan to use it in your life. Your voice matters here. Reading your thoughts gives us encouragement and helps guide the kind of content we create for you. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, please consider liking, subscribing, and turning on the bell so you never miss a message that might uplift your day. Your support truly helps us continue creating meaningful content to inform, empower, and inspire. Until next time, take good care of yourself. And remember, you are not just aging, you are becoming. And every new chapter you write is worth reading.